The house had been abandoned for decades, or so everyone thought. It was a sprawling, weathered mansion on the outskirts of town, once grand but now ravaged by time and neglect. No one went near it, especially after the rumors started circulating about unexplainable sounds echoing from within its rotting walls. The town kids called it the Whispering House, and stories of ghostly voices and vanished explorers fascinated yet terrified them. But for Lena, curiosity had always been more potent than fear. A passionate podcast creator, she specialized in uncovering local legends, turning them into chilling stories for her online audience. When she heard about the house, something about it called to her, an urge to find the truth behind the whispers. One chilly October evening, armed with a tape recorder, a flashlight, and a resolve to uncover something real, Lena made her way to the mansion. The front door was ajar, creaking ominously as she pushed it open. Inside, the air was thick with dust and decay, the floorboards groaning beneath her footsteps. Shadows danced in the flickering light of her phone, and the silence was broken only by the distant drip of water and her own breath. Lena wrangled her courage and flipped on her recorder. She decided to start in what had been the sitting room. As she moved through the house, she made quick notes, narrating her every step. It wasn't long before she turned on the house's old phonograph, hoping to detect any residual sound from its previous life. The record player sputtered alive with a scratchy melody, but Lena's eyes widened as she noticed something strange. Behind the music, faint whispers hissed at the edge of her hearing. She paused, listening intently, then spoke softly into her recorder. "There's something here, I can hear whispering behind the music." Suddenly, the whispers grew clearer, indistinct words, fragmented but unmistakably voices. Lena froze, heart pounding. She turned up the volume on her recorder, but the whispers persisted, layered over the crackling tunes like a sinister chorus. Then, a new sound emerged. Faint, almost imperceptible at first, an unsteady, breathing sound. Lena's skin prickled with unease. She trained her flashlight into the corner of the room. The beam revealed nothing, just shadows and peeling wallpaper. But as she moved her gaze back to the recorder, she saw something she hadn't noticed before. A faint flickering on the device's display, as if it had briefly gone into malfunction but then corrected itself. Lena's nerves jangled. "Is someone there?" she asked into her microphone, voice trembling. The whispers responded instantly, overlapping her voice with a chorus of faint, ghostly replies. It was as if the house itself was listening, responding. Suddenly, the whispers shifted to words that chilled her to the bone. Asterisk. Stop listening. Asterisk. The voice was distorted, warped by static and age, yet undeniably human. Lena's hands trembled as she clutched her recorder. She hesitated, then turned to leave, but the house seemed to tighten around her, floorboards creaking louder, shadows deepening. As she hurried toward the exit, her flashlight flickered. In the dim glow, she saw a figure standing at the staircase, tall, shrouded in darkness, soap bubble-like and unsteady. The figure didn't move, didn't speak, just watched her with hollow, glowing eyes. Lena's mind screamed, but her legs moved on instinct. She bolted outside, heart pounding in her ears. The cool night air hit her like a wave as she hurried down the cracked driveway, glancing nervously over her shoulder. But the figure was gone. Back home, shaken but exhilarated, Lena listened to her recording again. She heard the whispers clearly now, words that seemed to echo from the darkness beyond her recording. She tried to make sense of what she had captured, but something else drew her attention, an audio clip at the very end of the recording. It was unplayed before. The device hadn't been recording when she entered the house. But now, it had captured something she couldn't explain. A voice, faint and desperate, whispering. Asterisk. I'm still here, asterisk. Lena's blood ran cold. She played the clip over and over, each time hearing the same haunting phrase. It sounded impossibly close, as if the voice had been inside her head, or worse, still inside the house itself. The next day, Lena shared her experience in her podcast, calling it her most chilling episode yet. Her listeners engaged feverishly, some dismissing it as her imagination, others reporting similar feelings after visiting old abandoned places. But Lena knew deep down that she hadn't just stumbled upon a ghost story. Somewhere inside that house, someone, had been trapped, unable to move on. And now, her recording had become a silent scream, a lingering echo of a terror that refused to fade. Occasionally, she'd listen to her recording again, just to hear that whisper. Asterisk. I'm still here. Asterisk. And wonder if, somehow, it was still waiting, listening patiently for someone new to find the door and open the way.